George Kilpatrick, inspiration for the nation, celebrating people we feel good about. It's a new year, it's a new day, and this has become a tradition of mine. I consider Willie Jolly, of course, one of America's great speakers, Dr. Willie Jolly. Let me give him his honorific because the brother did do that. He is a motivational speaker, author, trainer, you name it. This brother has done it. And I consider him not only a mentor, but I consider him a friend. And I'll tell you, I met Willie in DC for the first time, and the brother cooked for a brother. Okay, like, you're hungry. This wasn't like, let's go to the diner down the street. This was, you're hungry, let me go in here and cook. So that was very special. All these years ago, he's been a great friend of the program. Like I said, this brother's bad. His bio and his credentials, there's so much to say about it. But he's gonna tell you about most of that in a minute. But Willie Jolly is the man. And I said, Willie, it's time for us to do our thing. It's 2022. And so I have some themes I thought about: reinvention, reinvigoration, and reimagining our lives as we supposedly come out of COVID. Now, at the time, you know what I'm saying? Supposedly, right? We know things are going crazy all over the country. We're not out of the woods, but I know one thing: we can do great things in 2022. Willie Jolly.
My brother, I start the same way. I have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, I can't refuse it, didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer. If I lose it, give account if I abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, but our eternities are wrapped up in it. So I'm grateful for this minute, this moment, this opportunity to be with my friend, George Kilpatrick, inspiration for the nation. And for those who don't know, this has been, I would think we're close to 20 years of doing this.
Yes, you know what? Truth.
We're probably close to 20 years. I think you reached out to me after my book, It Only Takes a Minute to Change Your Life.
Yes.
That's what it was. And you said, hey, I've been hearing about this book, blowing up on all the bestsellers lists, and I've got a show, Inspiration for the Nation, and I'd like to have you on. And I joined that show, did the show. Then you came to DC, we connected, and we became fast friends. And when I was on the Get Motivated tour, we were doing the tour, me and Les Brown and Damon John and others. We came through Syracuse, and you were gracious enough to take us out and show us around the city. And so, hey man, we are good friends beyond the professional part. We're personally good friends. And that's one of the blessings of being able to do what I do, is to be blessed by good people who I meet, who become good friends. So I want to greet everybody, wherever you may be listening to this broadcast, whether you're on radio, whether you're on podcast, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on all the different delivery systems, that we are grateful for you. We are grateful to be able to share with you. And we want you to do something. We want you to let other people know about this. We want you to share this with your friends, your family, your peers, your co-workers, because we want to inspire the nation, inspiration for the nation. So I'm grateful to be on with you again. One more time, George. We've been doing this many years.
Yes, we have.
Starting you off with power, baby. Power.
So listen. And we should also say that Willie, among his many other ventures, has a show every Saturday, 4 o'clock on Sirius XM, Howard University Voices, channel 141, and repeats Tuesdays and Thursdays as well at 6 p.m. So we're really grateful to have Willie on to do what you do, Willie. So here's what we want to do. At the end of this, people will have some things that they're going to do in 2022 that's going to be different than what they've ever done in their life. Are we ready to change some? You ready to change some lives, Willie?
Hey man, we got to change lives, because the world is changing, and if we don't change with it, we're going to be left behind. You know, life is like a supersonic freight train.
Sure.
And it's coming your way. Now, as it comes your way, you've got 3 choices, and 3 choices only. Choice number 1 is to resist it. Okay, resist this change that's coming your way, and say, I'm not moving. It's not the way I've done it. I don't like it. And get in front of that train and say, I'm not moving. Not a good choice. It will run you over. Choice number 2 is to see the train go by and say, isn't that a pretty train? It will pass you by. But I recommended choice number 3. You might not like that train, you might not want that train, but you cannot stop that train. So since it's coming your way, you might as well get on board and ride it. There's a lot of new changes that are going to become part of our life as a result of COVID, as a result
Yeah.
of new life we're in. You know, there was no such thing as people getting all these thermometers years ago, or
Right.
masks, or hand cleaner. There are a lot of new opportunities that have come that you must be able to look at. Look how we're doing this today.
Right.
Do all our interviews on a phone. I'd be talking to you on the phone. Now we're doing them electronically because we've become adept to it. We become comfortable with getting in front of a camera, in front of our computer, and we become comfortable with it. And people have become comfortable with the Zoom events, Zoom birthday parties, Zoom dances. I mean, I've been to also Zoom funerals, everything.
Yeah.
And so, you know what? This is the new world. We are going to have to adjust to it, or we're going to be left behind.
Yeah. And I think that's the challenge, right? Because people are resisting. That resistance is, what is that in us? This desire for us to hold on to the past and not allow ourselves to move with the change. Because that's one thing I could say about you. You are someone who I watch, and you move with the times, and that's necessary. And if you don't change, it's almost as if you're dying, right? You have to be able to change. And one of the reasons why I reach out to you is because I know that your messaging is one of the ways that we can penetrate to give people some hope that they can leave some stuff behind and move the needle forward for what they want to do in their life.
Well, let me say, George, that change is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Nobody
True.
likes change.
Yeah.
We're creatures of habit. We tend to do what we've always done because that's the way we've always done it.
Yeah.
If you go to a restaurant a second time, most people will get the exact same meal they got the first time.
Right.
If it was good, they're going to get that same thing.
Right.
If you go to church, or when church is open, but pre-COVID or post-COVID, and sit in a church, we're going to probably go to the same area we went in last week, probably have a seat. Some people got their own seat. If you go to the gym, there's a locker that you are comfortable with. There are certain things we tend to do because that's the way we've always done it. But my mama taught me something years ago. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. And so if you want to do more, you want to achieve more, then there's something got to change. And I don't like change. I'm telling you, I like doing things. I like certain things the way they've always been. But I've learned the power of being willing to be open to change, because there's something new that I can learn, something new I can develop. Now, I've got my habits. We all got habits. We all got things we tend to do a certain way, and so we're uncomfortable when we get out of our regular routine. I'll give you an example. If you cross your arms, George, then look at what arm is on top.
Okay. All right.
Now reverse the arm. Put that one on.
It's uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable. Right? Now, the reason that that's uncomfortable because you've been crossing your arms the same way since you were in your mama's belly. Not since you were born. Before you were born, babies start crossing their arms in their mom's belly. And it is in that time in utero that habit develops. And once the baby is born and they cross the arm, they never change that. It never changes. We're creatures of habit. We tend to do what we've always done. And it's uncomfortable to change. But there are times in life where change is going to come upon us. And this is one of those times. And we must be open to say, okay, I am uncomfortable with this. This is not the way I what I like to do it, but this is the new normal. This is the new way it is. So I'm going to shift my attitude to be able to adjust to this new situation so I can expand my altitude and have greater success and achievement.
You know, as I'm listening to you, I'll tell you what gets me stuck. Come on, right? Because part of being able to change is saying what the truth is about our own stuff, right? So here's what it is. sometimes the change, you want to change too much at once. Maybe but that's copping out. I'm still copping out. So let me not cop out anymore. Let me just say what it is. One of the things that I would like to be is a little bit more organized. And when I think about the thought of that, it's overwhelming, because where do I start? Do I start here? Do I start here? Do I start there? You know what I mean? Because there's so much that I want to put together, and it just overwhelming. And so then what happens? What happens when you feel overwhelmed? You don't move at all, and the problem persists. So that was one thing that I thought about. Like, what happens when you feel overwhelmed by the change you have to make? Now, some people say, okay, just do one little thing. That sounds good in theory, but in my head, it's like, it's not going to change.
I think part of that, you said you want to be more organized, okay?
Yes.
And part of that change that needs to be established is by setting some new goals. So everybody, this is the start of a new year. I want to first welcome everybody to a new year. And in this new year, how many of you made resolutions? A number of people made resolutions. The problem with that, George, is that those resolutions don't last. Mm-hmm. They usually fizzle out, disappear, go away by the end of January, okay? By the end of the month. Many people will set a resolution. I'm going to lose weight this year. I'm gonna make some more money. I'm gonna get myself together. And they make this resolution, and by January 20th or 25th, they done forgot what it was. They done got back in it. But if you set powerful, empowering, and bold goals, then they will drive you to new heights, because they will make you change your behavior. The problem is that goal setting is hard. Yeah. It's hard work. It's hard cognitive. It's hard in terms of emotional changing. If you say, I'm going to go to the gym every day, I've not been to the gym in years, you say yourself. Mm-hmm. I'm going to start going every day. Well, it's going to be uncomfortable. Or I'm going to do some new habit, and it's going to be uncomfortable. So what do I say there? Here's what I say to people. You need coaches. You need partners. You need accountability partners to keep you accountable, to stay on track. And so one of the things I want to encourage everybody to do, we have a goal setting class that we did some years ago that has really been a big tool to help people to turn their lives around by getting them to take this course. Do it with your family. If you'll go to williejolly.com/goals, GOALS, WILLIEJOLLEY.com/goals. There's I think it's 3 or 4 hour class that I can help you, walk you through, and help you become accountable to say, okay, here's what I've got to do to turn my life around, to change my life. Because let me tell you, goals changed my life, George. They literally, learning how to do goals changed my life and changed my family's life. We take a lot of time and setting goals, so that we're not just then going out and getting the goals. So we're not just goal setters, but also goal getters. I had Damon John on my XM show, and he said one of the sexiest things he and his wife do every year is set goals. He said, how did I go from working at Red Lobster, being bussing the tables at Red Lobster, to becoming a multimillionaire FUBU and being on Shark Tank? How did I go from? He said, set big, powerful goals. So I'm saying to everybody, let me help you set some big, bold, powerful goals, and let me help you change your life and change your future.
Yeah, that's
WillieJolly.com/goals.
Yeah, WillieJolly.com/goals. I think that's very powerful, that because a lot of times, and by the way, you also do some just rolling out some of the things you do. You have a podcast that you do.
Oh yeah, all of my XM shows are available on podcasts. Willie Jolly Wealthy Ways podcast on iHeart, C-Suite, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Go. You can hear Damon's interview right there, or Les Brown's interview. Brian Tracy, he did a whole interview on goals. I got all the big baller shot callers coming on here. And
Yes,
so
yes.
I had George Kilpatrick on my show.
There we go.
There you go.
Listen, and I think this is the thing. So we're gonna get people to that, and they can that's part of what they're gonna do for 2021. How a lot of what I'm hearing now has to do with your vision and vision boards and things of that nature. How much of that is part of your regimen?
Oh, that's a great question. I wish I could show you some pictures I have in my office. They're in the other direction from where we are. But in my office, I have a picture of me touching a plane.
Mm.
Now, but under that picture is another picture of me touching a car. It's a very nice car. And this picture was taken of me touching the car in 2015. I was on the Get Motivated tour. We had gone to Atlanta, Georgia with the tour. We had a day off. So a friend of mine who I went to high school with came and picked me and my wife up. And we went to one of the big malls. I can't remember the name of the mall in Atlanta. And in the middle of Atlanta, in the middle of this mall was this car. It was it was showcasing this car. It was white. It was sporty. It was bad. I said, "Oh my God, that's a great man, that's a beautiful car. That's a beautiful car." And I told my wife, I had on black shirt, black jeans, and black shoes, and I touched it, this white car with all its black. I said, "Take a picture, baby." She took a picture. I said, "All right." I came home and I printed the picture out and I put it on my wall. That was 2015. And every day I watched that car. I looked at that picture. Every day I had set a goal. Now the first year I had no success. I didn't hit the goal. Second year I didn't have, but in 2018, I went to the dealership and I bought that car in cash.
Wow.
I drive that car to this day.
Wow.
And now I got my hand on a plane. I got my hand on a plane.
There you go.
My hand on a plane. So I say that to say to everybody that there's power in visualizing. There's power in the visual. A great story is when Phil Jackson took over the Chicago Bulls. Remember, Michael Jordan had been there 7 seasons.
Before that. Right.
And had been a tremendous scorer, MVP, but they could not win a championship. And so what he did was he gathered this new group of players. But the first thing he did was he took them all to McKinsky, the park downtown in Chicago, where they would always have the parades for the football team or the baseball team or whoever would win a championship. And they would have their parades end up in the big rallies would be there. And he took them there and he said, "I want you to visualize standing here on a platform and each one of you will take the trophy." And they started giggling. He said, no, try it. And one by eye, they closed their eyes and they took the trophy from one another and stood up and held it up and visualized that moment. And once they were able to visualize it, then they emotionalized it. They got an emotional connection. And so they went on to win a championship. And in fact, won 6 championships.
6 of them, yeah. To my chagrin, I'm a Knicks fan, so you know how.
Right. So it could change your life to visualize, internalize, and get some emotional connection with that, and go to work. And go to work to make it happen. And so I'm encouraging people to set goals, to have a vision board. I got a vision board. I got vision boards on my phone to remind me what I'm working on. And when I open my phone, it reminds me what I'm after, what my goals are. I see what my goals are. I have it on my phone. Every time I open my phone, I see the amount of money I want to generate. And I got to remember that, remember that, remember that. That's the power of goals. That's the power of goals. And so I want to encourage people to have goals. And let me tell you, one of my new goals, I want to win a Grammy.
Okay.
I want to win a
Right.
Grammy, George. And what I am now in the process of doing is releasing a a big music project I've been working on for many years, and now is the time to release it. And it's called the Music and Motivation Power Book. It's music and motivation that gives you power.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hope in the future gives you power in the
In the
present.
present.
Okay, and one of those is a power book gives you hope to fight for your goals. And what it is taking the fullness of my life. I am today a best-selling author and motivational speaker, but I was before this a singer, award-winning singer. I had songs on records and on jingles, and I worked with Phyllis Hyman, sang with her, and Jean Carn, and lots of great artists. And I'm taking and Gladys Knight, and taking that part of my life, mixing it with the new part of my life, and creating this new product of spoken word and sung messaging.
We,
Spoken
and we're going to hear some of those in just a second. So, what is
Yeah.
it about this moment now that is allowing you to marry your first love, right, with your new love?
Well, really, George, what it is I decided that I was going to make most of the time that I had. You know, when Malcolm X went into prison,
Mm-hmm.
he had been a hustler. He had been a drug dealer, but he was sentenced to prison. But he started going to the library and reading and becoming a scholarly inmate. He
Right.
made a decision. He could either serve time or he could let time serve him.
Come on now.
And he decided to let time serve him. So my life has changed in the last year and a half, because before March of 2020, I was on a plane every other day, or 2 or 3 or 4 a week, going to cities, giving speeches all over the world, and I was traveling. But when COVID shut down the speaking industry, I focused on my radio show, XM show now, #1 self-help show in the country. I focused on my daily radio show on Radio 1 at 8:20 every morning on Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell. I'm on radio. And then I focused on these other products and projects that I hadn't had time. I'm on a plane all the time. I didn't have time. But now that I'm not traveling and standing in line to get on a plane or going through TSA or whatever, or getting to the hotel, I could focus, and I pivoted. You know, we've heard people talk about you got to pivot. Well, if you're going to pivot, pivot with power. Come on.
Oh, come on now.
Pivot with some power to get it, so you can get in a new position to prosper. Come on, somebody.
Let's go.
Pivot with power to get in a new position to prosper. That's what I'm saying. Don't serve time during COVID. Let time serve you. Make something good out of this. Come out of this better than when you went in. That's what I decided to do. And that's why this is now coming out, because I was able to focus my energies on some new projects.
And one more thing, what I liked about your story about putting your hand on the car and taking the picture, and putting your hand on the plane and taking the picture, is that you're in those pictures, right? You know, a lot of times with the vision board, it's somebody else who we're imagining ourselves to be. I like the idea of us now going and using our image images to see ourselves and chart the future that we want for ourselves. I think that's
absolutely.
Yeah, I really
more, it personalizes it when you can get in. Now, sometimes you can't get in if there's a house you want and all you can do is dream about the house. But when you are able to take a picture of you standing on the porch of the house, maybe touching the door of the house, you know, saying this is the house I'm planning to get in, or the condo in the Caribbean that you're planning to do, whatever it is that you can start to feel that moment, feel it. It's something about that emotion. That's why the holding up of the trophy, even though it was an imaginary trophy, putting their hands in a position where they lifted it. Oh, there's something that happened in your genes and your DNA. It's
Well,
something that happened, man.
so have your graphics people. What's that called? What's the thing when you use the graphics?
PowerPoint.
It'll come to me.
All right.
It's so have them Photoshop. Yes. Photoshop.
There you go.
Have them Photoshop that Grammy in your hand.
Come on, somebody. There you go. There you go. There you go. That's exactly right, George.
Come on now.
Photoshop it in my hands. And so that's one of my goals. Of course, I have goals for New York Times bestseller. I have goals. All my projects, I set some goals for it. I got a goal of me looking thin and trim, man. Like I was when I got married, you know. I got goals.
So, and you talk about, and then when I promise we're gonna get to this music because I really love it. Talk about goals and fit and everything. So here's another confession. So thyroid thing going on, which is slowing the metabolism, which means it's doubly difficult. Right. Really, what am I gonna do, man? What am I gonna do?
You asking me?
Yes, sir.
Here's the answer. Here's the answer.
Yes.
A mother went to during the salt protest in India.
Yeah.
Went to Mahatma Gandhi and said, Mahatma, please tell my son how to get over his desire for salt. We're trying to boycott salt to break the hold of the British on us. And Mahatma said, come back in 30 days and I will tell your son how to do that. And so the lady went away and she came back 30 days later and she said, I'm back. And he said, his son, here's how you do this. Bop, 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 bop. And she said, well, why couldn't you tell me 30 days earlier, Mahatma? He said, before I could do it, teach you, I must do it. Before I can tell you the process, I had to do it.
All right.
I had not conquered it. And so I say that I'm in the process of conquering this weight loss because I know that it is something I must do as I keep setting my goals, but I'm going to do it. So you get back to me in a couple
30 days. Okay.
Now, I will say I'm setting some goals.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things I do when I set my goal of my weight that I want to get to for the 2022, and also then you got to do next step. What action steps are you going to add to the goal that you do daily? So 4 questions I want you to write down here. 4 questions.
Got it. Here we
go. What do I want?
Okay.
What do I want? Okay, so you say you want to lose weight. How much? Okay.
I wrote it down. Got it here.
Now, here's the second question. What am I presently doing to get what I want?
Okay.
And I need you to be honest. What are you doing? So let's say you want to lose weight. Okay. I want to lose weight. How much weight you want to lose? Let's say you want to lose 30 pounds. Okay. 30.
That'll be good. Yeah.
All right. What are you doing today to lose 30 pounds? Well, I'm working out. I go to the gym. Maybe you might go to the gym 5 times a week. Okay. Right. And all right, great. You're going to the gym. Now, here's the third question. Now, you can't answer the third question until you've answered the second question.
Right.
What do you want? What are you presently doing to get what you want? Third question. What more could you be doing to get what you want? Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe I could be eating more fruits and vegetables. Maybe I could be cutting out the sugar that I love so much. Maybe I could be, Willie Jolly, not eating pretzels at night before I go to bed because I love cranberry juice and pretzels. So I had to cut out the okay, or what more could I do? I could eat better, I could exercise. Then the last one, what must you stop doing in order to get what you want? I got to stop eating that ice cream.
Right.
After I ate the pretzels. Okay. After I had the pretzels, I had to stop. Let me tell you one thing I had to stop. I don't eat desserts
anymore.
Anytime. No. I don't eat it. I don't eat desserts any other day other than Sunday.
Okay. Okay.
I can eat dessert on a Sunday. No other day do I eat dessert. So people come and they got desserts because I made a goal that this is what I must stop doing because I love desserts. I love sweets. Okay,
So
I
no,
never found a sweet I don't like.
you're not gonna go overboard on Sunday though, right?
No. I don't go overboard. I have a piece of pie or a piece of cake or whatever, but only on Sunday. I don't go eat the whole
On-
cake.
You that's it, right? You ain't the whole because right. That's the other because there's also a discipline.
Yeah. I got to go. Remember, I've set the goal. And
Right.
the goal is in my mind. And I say, okay, remember the goal. Now, I'm not going to starve myself or deny myself in the sense of I'll never have another piece of cake. Okay.
See, that's the thing, because we get so draconian with our efforts and we fail.
Right. That's right. Because it's such that it creates such a high threshold that you take the joy out of life. Okay. Life is for the living. So
Yeah.
I want to enjoy life, but I want to do it in moderation.
There you
Okay.
go. I appreciate that.
So those are things I have to do, I had to do, and I made a commitment to do. And once I did, things started to change. And so I'm encouraging people, look, go to that goal setting class, folks. It really will help you. It'll help you get the discipline. It'll help you get a mindset. It'll help you have a reason why.
Yeah.
What's the reason why you want to achieve these goals? Because it's one thing to say, I want to make more money. Why? Well, I want to be able to pay my kids tuition cash. I want to be able to take my kids or family on a vacation. I want to buy my parents a home. What's your why?
Yeah, you know, Vicky Bracken says, how does she put it in terms of the financial thing? She says, what's important about money to me? So when you think about what you just said, that lines right up with what she said, because a lot of times we don't know why. We just want more money, but we don't know why. What's important about money to me? That's her way. That's one of the things, tools that she says we have to answer for ourselves. What's important about money to me? Because it's not the same for everybody. And
Right.
so as we think about that, it allows us then to, as you say, design what we want because we've said that money is going to do these things for us, but they're individual to us. Interesting. So Vic, got Vicky in my mind. So Willie, let's help some folks reinvent. And one of the tools that we're going to use is your new power book. Talk to me, brother.
Oh man, look, this is music that's designed to motivate and elevate your thinking.
Yes.
Okay, we are where we are because of our thinking. Wherever you are in your life, you have to realize your best thinking got you there.
Okay. Ooh.
Wherever you are,
you just hurt my feelings, man.
Wherever you are, your best thinking got you there. So you got to elevate your thinking to get to the next level. And so it's critically important that you improve, empower, and uplift and expand your thinking to get to the next level. And so this music is music that motivates and elevates. And we're going to play a little piece from it. This is the concept. This looks excerpt, but excerpt will show we start every segment with their 10 chapters and their 15 songs. So some chapters have 2 songs, some have 1, but the chapters will give you a framework, and then the song will apply to the frame.
All right, let's hear the intro chapter.
All right.
Hi, this is Billy Jolly, and I want to welcome you to It Only Takes a Minute to Change Your Life, the new motivation and music power book. Music designed not just to help you shake it, but to help you make it and take it to another level. I want to take you on a journey that begins on the plains of the Serengeti. Yet it is a journey that begins every day.
There you go. And so after that, then is a song. So let's do that. Man, Willie, what a voice, man.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, I really love now. The next, I'm gonna play one more.
Okay.
And rather than you play this, 'cause I want them to hear the whole story, and then I want you to play after that. I want you to play Power Song number 5. You got to keep
Okay.
kicking. So here's the story: two little frogs going along a country road, and there's a storm that comes up. And they are just confused and disoriented. One little frog jumps into a bucket of milk on this dairy farm and curses the milk, cries about the milk, complains about the milk. It's not fair. He ends up drowning in that milk.
Mm.
The other little frog, he goes and bounces around and flops around, and he also dumps into a bucket of milk, a different bucket of milk. He doesn't like the milk. It's not fair. But he realizes not what happens to you is what you do about it. So he starts kicking, and he keeps kicking, and he keeps kicking. He eventually kicks that milk in the cream, and he keeps kicking, and he keeps kicking, and he turns that cream into butter, and he walks out.
Come on now.
He gets out of there because he didn't give up. You gotta keep kicking. Play a little bit. We gotta hear it.
You want to reach the top. You must believe deep in your heart. Give it your all, everything you got, and never, ever, ever stop. Keep kicking. You gotta keep trying. You say you can't control which way the wind's gonna blow, but you alone can choose which way your boat's gonna go.
All right, now, brother, that's kind of funky right there, man.
That one will get you dancing. I literally listen to that song every single day. One day I was speaking at a hotel, and it was a big event for all the associates. It was going to be at 3:00, so the people who worked the day shift would be able to stay on after their shift for this big all hands meeting, and the people who worked the evening shift would be able to have their first part of their day committed to the meeting. It was going to be a great. So I'm in the hotel all day. I get there the night before, and that late morning, I'm in my room trying to work, and I'm flipping the channel, and the movie Selena came up. You remember the movie Selena?
Yes. J-Lo.
And Selena, and Selena was a story about this great, talented artist, Tex-Mex. I can't remember the type of music, but it's kind of Spanish Tex-Mex music.
Taino, right?
Yeah, something like, whatever. She was fabulous. She was a great entertainer. And at the end of the movie, she gets killed by one of her fans who's lost her mind. And it's so sad. George, it was so sad. This talented, had so much potential, gets killed by one of her just berserk fans. And I was down in the dumps. And now I got about an hour left before I got to get ready to go on stage and fire these people up. And I'm down in the dumps because I was so sad about this movie. And I said, what am I going to do? You got to keep kicking. I went and found my phone, pulled up my music, put on my playlist, played You Got to Keep Kicking. It was about 5 minutes later. I was ready to go out and slay dragons. Okay, so it really does work for people who might be struggling with some issues that have got them discouraged and they're slightly depressed or slightly despondent. You need to lift your spirits. You know, in the Bible, George, there was the story of King Saul who had fits of depression, and it was during those times he would call David to come and play the harp to lift his spirits. Music can lift your spirits. And so that's what I want to help people do through this project. And these songs will lift your spirits. That's for sure. So that's part of this process. We want people to set goals. We want them to think bigger. We want them to act bigger. We want them to win more. How many want to win? Folks, how many of y'all want to win? How many want to win this upcoming year? This has been a tough couple of years, and many people have struggled, but it's time to win. And so that's what I want to do, is help more people to win in their personal life, in their professional life, in their finances, in their marriages, because a lot of marriages have been disrupted because of
Yeah.
this COVID situation. And so we want to help people win with their children and with their families. We want them to win in every aspect and every sector of their life. That's what I'm out to help people do. And so we're putting processes and products and resources out into the world. In fact, I want to encourage everybody to go to winwithwillie.com. Winwithwillie.com. All of my websites are there. Winwithwillie.com. My motivational, personal motivational site, my professional motivational site, Attitude of Excellence, my youth motivational site, my marriage motivational site, Jolly Marriage site. All of my sites are there. You can just click on sites and hang out there all afternoon. There's some free stuff in those places, but go winwithwillie.com. Okay.
Yeah. And also, Willie, let's talk about every Monday night you do.
Monday night.
Talk about
So,
relationships. Talk to me.
Yeah, Monday night. My beautiful bride and I, we wrote a marriage book. Now we had a lot of nerve writing a marriage book, George, because we're newlyweds. And we got a lot of nerve as newlyweds writing a marriage book. But we wrote it anyway. And so we wrote this book. It's called Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last: 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage. Now, and I got to give a little more context to that. So we're newlyweds. June 28th, we'll celebrate 37 years of marriage.
Come on now.
Well, we still just getting started because we had so much fun. We have been married, George, for 30, going on 37 years, haven't had an argument in over 34 years.
Okay.
Haven't had an argument as over 34 years. Now that doesn't mean we always agree, but we those first couple of years were like World War III, but we got some wise mentors who gave us some wise advice and mentorship that got us from arguing to loving. And once we embraced it and used it, it worked. And so we haven't had an argument over 34 years. And so we have this show now, Monday nights, 9 o'clock Eastern, on A Jolly Marriage on Facebook, A Jolly Marriage on Instagram, and Willie Jolly on LinkedIn, and it's LinkedIn Live. 9 o'clock we come on, and it's also on Facebook. You can get access to it, Facebook and YouTube, YouTube and other plant channels after the fact. A lot of people watch it after the fact. And every Monday night at 9 o'clock, we talk about stuff that's impacting.
That's Eastern time, by the way. Eastern
time.
Yeah.
And there are three things that break up marriages, George. Three big boulders. Not a lot of little things, but big boulders can fit in one of three buckets, or I call boulders: sex, too much or too little; money, too much or too little; and communication. And it's almost never too much communication. Always.
I was gonna say too much money.
Yeah, no, too much or too much. Yeah, too much or too little money. In other words, people got so much money that they let money be the driver for their relationship.
Okay.
Okay, money is the thing that they are focused on, and not the marriage. Their money is more important. You know, I believe it's important that you have priorities. I want to make a lot of money, but money is not my top priority by far. Money is a tool. Look, money is just a tool of exchange. It's neither good nor bad. Okay, what people do with it is good or bad. Okay, it makes, so money is not what drives my relationship. It's my love for my wife. So I had to prioritize. First thing in my life is my relationship with God. That's number one. Number two is my relationship with my wife and my family. Number three is my relationship with my friends. And number four is money. Okay, money is way down the list. More business, which business is making money, how you make money, it's down the list. So I say to people all the time, don't let money get in the way of what's really, really important. So I make that a priority.
WillieJolly.com/music. Win with Willie to get all the goodies and all of that stuff. 3 things people going to do after they hear your music or after they hear your goal setting program. What they going to do? What they going to do, Willie?
All right. Well, what they're going to do. First of all, let me get, people might want to hear more of that music. They might want to.
Let's go.
They can go to WillieJolly.com/music. WillieJolly.com/music and get access. Let's give them one more. Let's do chapter number 9. Let's do number 9. Oh, no. Let's do
Oh.
chapter 7.
Uh-oh.
Seven.
Chapter 7.
Oh man, they got to do chapter 3 of track 7 and track 8, 7 and 8. You're gonna love it.
All right, here we go. Here's chapter 7.
You gotta keep kicking. You gotta keep trying, and you gotta keep believing in your dreams, and you gotta be committed. Most people fail because they are not committed. Goethe said, until one is committed, there's hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. But the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence, the hand of God, moves also.
All right, so now now we're gonna hear the song that goes with that, The Little Things. Let's go.
It's the little things that mean so much to me. The way you smile, the way you look at me like a child. I'm happy as can be with you.
Nice little slow jam in there, bro.
Man, that song is about them little things that help you stay in your marriage, stay connected, stay with your significant other. It's the little things that make a big difference. So that goes right along with the marriage book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. And go to again, winwithwillie.com. You can get a free chapter from the marriage book right on that site. Just hit the marriage website, get a free chapter from the marriage book. We got lots of stuff we give away on that website. We want people to win this year. We want people to win in big ways. And we want them to come out of this pandemic and be like crazy success. Look, remember that Amazon started in a depression.
True. Didn't Disney start in the yes.
Depression. A lot of great companies start because people realized there was a need. Monopoly, the game Monopoly, was created during the Great Depression. People needed an escape, and movies tickets went up in the Depression, but people needed an escape from the bad time. So there's a time where going to be some new opportunities, some new industries that didn't exist before. Those who are willing to carry a positive attitude, the positive expectation, a positive outlook, inlook, are those going to win. In fact, let's play one more. Play chapter 4 of track 9, and then number 11. You're gonna love this.
All right, it's chapter 9.
The next step to living your dreams is to find your purpose, your reason for being, because everyone was born for a reason and with a reason. Unfortunately, most people never find their purpose. They never find their reason for being. There's a story about 3 guys who were laying bricks, and they were asked, "What are you doing?" The first one said, "I'm laying bricks." The second one said, "I'm making $5 an hour." But the third one said, "I am building a cathedral."
Let's go. Man, Willie, I think between kicking and flying, I'm gonna be good. So listen, I'm gonna let everybody know. Go to williejolly.com/music, get this power book, and really see your life change. This is the way you can start your day. I know you used to tell me that the first 20 minutes of your day should be before you look at the news or anything like that. Put in some good, motivational, inspirational, whatever it is. It could be Willie stuff, but whatever it is, before you start checking the headlines and all of this stuff. And I think for me, I think one of the things I want to do differently in 2022, or at least I can start today. One of the things I want to do differently in 2022 this year is to be more present, right? And less distracted, bro.
All right.
Right.
Weapons of mass distraction. Okay.
Yes,
You don't want to
yes.
you don't want to get caught up with weapons of mass distraction. You want to stay present. And when people say that, what does that really mean? That means that you're focused on your goals. You're focused on
Yeah.
what you really want to do and not let all of the other distractions throw you off. Okay. We got a lot of distraction. We got a lot of stuff going on in the world. We got social media. We got this. We got that. We can
Right.
get all distracted.
Right.
Focus on your goals. And look, I'm a little ADD, so it's hard for me sometimes.
Yeah.
So I've got to remind myself, hey, remember what the goal is. What the goal is. Don't get distracted by all that stuff over there. That stuff over here. You know, that's why the racehorse they put blinders on the racehorse. The racehorse that wins has blinders because it is focused on the goal. Focused on the goal. So we're encouraging you to stay focused on your goals and dreams and focus on what is going to be to win. And I'm telling you, folks, this can be your best year ever. I hope it will be. I want to help you. You got a George Kilpatrick who you listen to. He's a resource to help you. You want to make sure you listen to this show with George every week, and then you want to tell your friends and your family, because who you hang out with is who you become, good or bad. So you want the people you hang out with love to grow as you grow, so that they can soar and succeed as you are doing. Or otherwise, they will pull you down. They will suck you into the whirlwind. They'll suck you into all of the negative. So you want to hang around with people like George, listen to him, and have your friends hang out with him as well. I'm telling you, make a world of difference. And then remember, follow me. In fact, if you go to that winwithwillie.com, sign up for my newsletter. And every morning, I send out a 1-minute motivational message that will inspire, empower you. 1 minute video, a 1-minute video every morning.
Yeah, because Willie, it only takes a minute to change
your life.
Your life.
Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. Hey!
All of Willie's books, his materials, all of that you can find at williejolly.com. Winwithwillie.com. Don't forget williejolly.com/goals and williejolly.com/music. But this is a brother who I respect, I love, and I just know that the music and materials that he puts out will elevate you, elevate your thinking, and will change your life. Willie Jolly, you are inspiration for the nation.
George Kilpatrick is a privilege, a joy, an honor, and a opportunity to be able to be one of the greats. And you truly are one of the greats. And I'm grateful to have you as my friend. I want to wish everybody, make this a great, great new year. Make this a great year. Every day get better and better, stronger and stronger. And don't hesitate to stay connected to me, folks. We're going to be looking at how we can help as many people as we can globally this year. George, I'll ask you to go out on track number 6. It's all about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. All about your attitude.
Let's go.
It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. It's about your attitude. 1 8-letter word that has such a big impact on your success or your failure. Attitude, not just about a disposition, but also about how you see the world, how you see life. Do you see it from a negative perspective, or do you see it from a positive perspective? It's your choice. It's about your attitude. See, my friend Keith Harrell wrote a book called Attitude is Everything, and he wasn't lying. Attitude truly is everything.
Inspiration for the nation.